You're watching TSU-TV 98.
Coming up on TSU-TV 98 live at 5. The state capitol turns blue as TSU students in administration meet our lawmakers. Plus, a civil rights icon makes a stop at the university as part of his tour of Tennessee. We will have that, plus a look at all the latest in sports and entertainment. Your News 98, live at 5, starts now.
Live from the campus of Tennessee State University in Nashville, this is TSU-TV News 98, live at 5.
Good evening and welcome to TSU-TV 98 live at 5. I'm Leona Dunn. State lawmakers got a taste of TSU's excellence at the annual TSU Day at the Capitol. News 98's Camelia Clayton has the story.
It was a big day for TSU Tigers on Capitol Hill as TSU celebrated its annual TSU Day at the Capitol event. Hundreds of students and staff gathered in downtown Nashville to listen to TSU administration speak about the university's accomplishments and accolades to legislators. President Glenda Glover, along with SGA officials and TSU Alumni Association representatives, spoke about the things TSU is doing to enhance students' education and improve facilities.
On behalf of the entire student body of Tennessee State University, we would like to thank you for the tireless efforts that you place in our education on a daily basis. It's because of your willingness to lend a hand, it is fellow Tigers like Lee Smith, Daniel Knight, and countless others have been able to serve for over 2 semesters with the Tennessee Legislative Internship Program. And it's partnerships like this that allow us to maintain close relationships.
Many Tennessee State students were the whole building with TSU excellence as they showcase academic projects and also scholarly research to legislators.
And TSU Day at the Capitol is an annual event, so it's where we all come out and we go to the Capitol because we want administrators to come to us and officials always to come to us, but it's also our job as the public to come to them so they know what public policy is important to us and what we know. So of course, you know, the last incidents this year, we want a lot of financial assistance up here in our buildings and things like that. So we're just here to let legislators know that we are here, we are listening and paying attention to what they're doing, and we are voting. So we just want them to know who we are.
Students' presentations were held on the 8th floor of the Cordell Hall building while legislators, staff, and faculty viewed their projects. Tennessee State University's TSU Day at the Capitol was definitely a successful event that made a lasting footprint on Capitol Hill.
There are currently 17 TSU students serving as interns on Capitol Hill, which is the second largest group from any surrounding institution. As part of Black History Month, TSU hosted a forum with an icon in the social justice movement. News 98's Michaela Banks has more.
In honor of Black History Month, civil rights activist Reverend Jocyeln Jackson attends Tennessee State University.
Yeah, I am. Somebody. I am. Somebody. Red and yellow. Brown, black, and white. We're all precious. And God.
Students and faculty members attended talks with the civil rights activist Jocyeln Jackson.
In Maryland, we couldn't use a single public toilet. So today, Dr. King gave a speech in Washington. We could not use a single public toilet.
Reverend Jocyeln Jackson was very adamant about voting. He encourages students to get out there and vote.
He's not ready to vote, he is voting. Right. So the non-voter vote. He throws away his vote and lets his master represent him.
He also gives great recognition to President Glenda Baskin Glover.
All his brothers be with Dr. Glenda Glover. She is an absolute freedom fighter.
Reverend Jackson also answered many questions asked by students and faculty members.
Hello, I'm Michaela Banks, and if Martin Luther King was alive today, how do you think he would feel about our current president, Donald Trump?
If you were alive today, you would be challenging.
For the TSU-TV News 98, I'm Michaela.
Jackson is making stops and holding discussions in Tennessee as part of efforts leading to the upcoming commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the 1968 assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. The inaugural Nashville Black Honor Celebration will be held on the campus of Tennessee State University on Tuesday, February 27th.
The event honors some of the city's leaders in education, activism, politics, and philanthropy. It will be held in our Polk Auditorium and starts at 6 p.m. If you would like more information or to volunteer for this event, email event coordinator Carice Clemens at carice.clemens@outlook.com. The university and the Department of Communications is honoring the passing of a longtime colleague and respected journalist in a very special way. News 98's Prudencio Logan brings the details.
Gone, but forever immortalized. Jocyeln Ward, a former professor at TSU and reporter for the Tennessean, passed away earlier this year. And in a special celebration of his life, the Tennessee Communications Department decided to rename the newsroom in his honor. He was a beloved member of the Nashville community and in the church after he immigrated from Liberia. Ward was known as an unselfish individual, and we caught up with a few of his former students to talk about the impact he had on their lives.
Well, in the classroom, it was very pleasant. He was a cool teacher. Always made sure that, he thoroughly explained everything, never left us hanging with anything. And he was just all around good guy and great professor.
So being a mass communication major, what is your long-term goal, and how did your interactions with Professor Ward help you towards your goal?
Well, I aspire to be a sports journalist, and he just motivated us because he already works at the Tennessean, and he just, gave us tips on how we can, reach our goals too.
How significant is it to have the newsroom renamed the Jocyeln Ward Newsroom?
I feel like it's very important that, TSU dedicates, especially the mass comm department, dedicates something to him in his honor because he was just such, a great teacher and a positive spirit in his memory.
Jocyeln Ward, a beloved community leader, church official, professor, and reporter, has left us way too early. And although he has left us physically, he is forever immortalized, and he will never be forgotten. For the TSU News Network, I am Prudencio Logan.
To the generosity of the Tennessean, Gannett Publishing, and the local chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists, the Jocyeln Ward Memorial Scholarship Fund is over $45,000. Coming up, an in-depth look at the sexual revolution on college campuses and how you can keep yourself safe. And later, Black Panther is more than just a box office winner. Find out how one campus organization celebrated the meaning behind the movie. Don't go away.
This is TSU-TV News 98. Live at 5.
Sexual health remains a concern for people across the country and especially college students. With spring break right around the corner, News 98's Carice Clemens reports on how you can stay sexually healthy.
As spring break rapidly approaches, fears of preserving sexual health arises. According to the Center of Disease Control, 1 in 4 college students have a STD, and the number is even higher in males.
I think the males are more sexually active because they're more free. They're more open to just say what they want to say and do what they want to do without being afraid to do it.
Many students believe that being sexually active in college is not an issue. However, the Student Health Center at TSU stated that being sexually active is not the issue. However, not knowing the risk is. So, if a student does not know what the risk is for participating in sexual activities, there's an app for that. It's called Sex Positive, and this is what it does. When you open the app, the easy-to-use interface allows you to select several different combinations of things you may come in contact with during sex, and then it gives you the risk factors. And even if you're not that tech-savvy, ask your peers for advice.
I mean, get the girl checked. If you don't really know her, make sure you kind of know her little past background, make sure she's not a little thotty, but other than that, turn up, have fun, be safe. If you need some condoms, I got you.
For the TSU News Network, I'm Carice Clemens.
If you need any type of contraceptives, you can contact Nashville Cares or the TSU Health Center on the 3rd floor of the campus center. In light of the current opioid epidemic, Tennessee State University has been taking precautionary measures to ensure students are living longer lives. The problem of prescription drug addiction is a growing problem in our state. University officials held a meeting with Crime Stoppers of Middle Tennessee earlier this month to address the state's opioid crisis. In 2016, 1,631 overdose deaths occurred in Tennessee. The majority of people affected were between ages 18 through 44, many college student ages. TSU has joined the initiative to address this epidemic. In this effort, the university has implemented a new overdose prevention program to stop deaths associated with misuse and addiction. Remember, if you see something, say something. Contact university officials or visit the Student Health Center for more information. It is never too early to get a jump start into your career. The College Career Fair is coming to Nashville Thursday from 2 to 5 p.m. at Nissan Stadium. There will be more than 120 employers on hands-on, so come dressed for success with your resumes in hand. For more details and a list of employers, go to nashvillefairs.org. So the other day was wearing shorts, and now I had to find an umbrella. What's going on outside?
It has shocked a lot of people how it was recently very hot. People were wearing short sleeve shirts and, you know, brought out their sandals, but now it's a cold front coming as well as rain. So tonight it will continue to be a stormy night, so make sure you guys continue to stay safe, and as well as when you're driving on the roads, make sure that you are cautious that the roads are slippery as well. Also, this weekend, it will continue to be a wet weekend, so continue to wear your rain jackets and your rain boots, but enjoy the weather as well. So for today, there were a lot of scattered thunderstorms, and it also rained throughout the whole day. The high was at a 70, and tonight it will continue to be raining as well. So please be careful, because you know at night the temperatures begin to drop. Tomorrow it will continue to be raining, and as well as the temperatures that will stay at the 60s, but they will drop as well. For the weekend, the high will be 70s throughout the whole weekend, and it will continue to rain. But next week, the temperatures will start to rise up again, and it will start to get hot. So keep your umbrella handy, but soon it will get hot again. So
I love rain because rain reminds me of growth, you know? It's really good. When we come back, we will be talking to a former student and now professor, Miss Mason Chambers, as she tells us about the transition from student to media professional and how she found her way back home. And later in sports, a look ahead to spring football as the basketball team prepares for their final game of the season. Don't go away.
We're conducting research in plant nutrition management to feed the future in a sustainable way.
Tennessee State University and the College of Business have given me an abundance of opportunities to travel the world and enhance myself as a business professional.
At Tennessee State University, we learn to transform the world with technology.
Providing health care for the community.
At Tennessee State University, excellence is becoming a great musician.
Excellence is our habit at Tennessee State University.
Welcome back, TSU. Today in Tiger Talk, we welcome back one of our own who is giving back to the university in a great way. Please welcome Miss Ashanti Mason Chambers. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, the question that's on every senior's mind, what happened right after college? You walk across that stage and then
you freak out. That's literally what happens. You walk across the stage, whether you have a job or not, you freak out because your life is changing. And anytime there's a transition and you don't know what's really going to happen next, it can be a little frightening. But I walked into a job, and I was thankful for that.
So how did you get that job? Like, what was the process?
It was through networking, going to events, and knowing that I wanted to be in Tennessee. And I knew that I wanted to work in communications, even if it wasn't necessarily getting a chance to produce news or anything of that nature, but being in communications and being close to it while I figured out my real thoughts.
So if it wasn't to produce news, what job did you take right after college?
I took an account executive job. So you are selling airtime, you're putting together their marketing packages, and then you put it out there on the big screen for everyone to see.
But now you're back here. You're a professor. Yes. So how'd you go from working in media to just getting right back at the university?
I'm a big person of faith. So when I graduated, I knew that I wasn't going to take more than 2 years off before I decided to either get my master's in fine arts or an MBA. And I knew I wanted to tell stories, but I did not want to tell the stories as an anchor anymore. I wanted to tell them from a non-objective viewpoint. So I wanted to do documentaries. So I could do it my way if I wanted to. So I took some time off, I researched, and I applied to different schools, got into all of the ones I applied to, and I chose Emerson. That's one of the top 10 ones.
Emerson is an amazing school. And so now, what degree did you get from Emerson?
So I have a master's in fine arts and visual media arts. So it's a terminal degree.
Okay.
So I did a thesis project, and my thesis focused on minorities. You can do it.
More
I promise
school.
you can do
I don't
it.
know if we want to do.
But I took time off. I took time off.
Well, we are so glad to have you and all of your professional wisdom to give back to our students. And we thank you for coming and stopping by today to talk to us.
No problem.
So thank you for joining us for Tiger Talk. Be sure to tune in next week for more in-depth interviews on what's happening around campus. Coming up next in sports, we hear from some athletes who are balancing athletics and academics, and later see what's happening in the entertainment world. Don't go away.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am the man with the plan, the host who does the most. My name is Prudencio Logan, and we got a lot of big things going on in sports. On February 15th, the Tigers won over Morehead State with some outstanding play on the hardwood. Senior Delano Spencer shot a career high of 32 points, but he did not do it on his own. He had the help of his teammates Christian Makawulu, 11 rebounds, and Armani Chaney with 6 assists for the night. The Lady Tigers fell short to Morehead State in a 71-69 loss. Senior Tia Wooten posted her 9th double-double of the season with 20 points and a career-high 16 rebounds. Maxine Beard came in second with 15 points. Kalia Griffin scored 13 points, and Taylor Roberts scored 12 points. Both Griffin and Roberts also reached double figures. The seniors of Tennessee State University men's and women's basketball teams played their last home game Saturday. News 98's Michaela Banks has the highlights.
The men and women's basketball team held their senior night. The Lady Tigers took home a win with a score of 69-58 against EKU. Senior Maxine Beard scored a career high of 19 points. Head coach Jessica Kern seemed very impressed with her efforts and talent.
And what's it been like to coach Maxine Beard? Because she's one of the all-time great stories. Walked onto the team, barely played her freshman year, 19 points on her senior year.
I really wish I would have gotten Max early, or I would have had another year with her because the kid's talented.
TSU men's basketball falls short and loses a 7-game streak to EKU. Juniors Armani Chaney and Christian Makawulu each put up 12 points, but it just wasn't enough. The Tigers ended the game with the score of 72-59. Coach Dana Ford feels like his team just wasn't making shots tonight, and that made the difference.
Tonight we weren't making shots, and that's why we try to pride ourselves on defensive rebounding, because even when you don't make shots, if you defend and rebound, you'll still have a chance to win. And tonight we never had a chance to win in the second half. Yeah.
Both the men and women's basketball team will be playing at Belmont at the Curb Event Center. The women will start at 3 p.m. and the men will start at 5 p.m.
Reporting from the TSU News Network, this is Michaela Banks.
The teams will wrap up their regular season this Saturday at Belmont. Athletes understand the struggle of waking up early for classes and the rigors of practice before a big game. Imagine adding to their already busy schedule with someone who is also a part of an organization.
Most students, they can have their schedule, they finish their class at like maybe 12:45 and they're done, and that's it for the day. You still need to worry about when I need to get to weights, or I need to eat 3 meals a day, I have to get to practice, I have to watch film, I need to still take care of my body, go to treatment. And then you add another organization where you have certain obligations there, and your time just becomes thinner and thinner, and it's more, you need to be more precise with your time.
When you are in college, you learn to value and manage time. But time becomes even more important when you have to add the busy schedule of a student athlete and being a member of an organization. We spoke to 3 athletes who do exactly this. They all agree that even though the task is difficult, it can be done.
Sometimes you have to miss on the events or miss out on things because you have practice or you have, obligation. School is, basketball is paying for me to be here. So that's first, and those are my priorities. But when you do get to come back and be a part of an event or help out with something, your presence is missed.
Our meetings for the organization, just like there's meetings and film and practice and things for basketball, so you kind of have to fit both into your schedule.
An athlete itself is already an organization. It's very, very difficult, very time consuming. You don't have the normal schedule as an average student. If you're on scholarship, that sport pays the bills. So you have an obligation to do that first.
This is Tina Gregory reporting for TSU-TV News.
The Tigers are getting ready to take the field for spring football practice. This past season, 7 players graduated from the TSU football program, including standouts Chris Collins at linebacker, defensive back Terrell Bonds, and linebacker Justin North. Coach Reed and his staff have signed over 15 players to join the Tigers for the 2018 season, 4 that transferred in from Division I institutions, including the University of Alabama and the University of Illinois. Visit TSUTigers.com to view the 2018 schedule and make plans to watch the Tigers in action. Season tickets are available also at TSUTigers.com. Is this the football season that things are finally going to turn around, Leona?
I think it is, actually, and I don't know what to say about it because I did not have faith in our team. I'm not going to lie. But up next, see how the release of the film Black Panther is making an impact on campus and around the world. And social media reacts to Lady Doritos. So stay tuned.
Black Panther has hit the big screen, and the fans came out in record numbers. News 98's Mariah Martin is in the newsroom with more. The big screen adaptation of Marvel Comics' Black Panther, which now has the second biggest opening weekend in the Marvel history, has hit the university and the box office. News 98's Leona Dunn has the story.
Last Thursday was the movie's grand opening, and now Wakanda-themed images decorate the halls as Tennessee State University students buy into the buzz.
And this week we're having our, AK side week, and our theme is Black Panther. And tonight our first event is the Build Your Own Brand event.
This is an event where young entrepreneurs, most of them TSU alums, return to campus to encourage and teach young business professionals steps to be successful with the brand they are trying to sell, as well as just giving students something to do to help increase campus involvement. Alpha Kappa Psi Business Fraternity themed their week after the movie that broke the box office, hoping that they could also break attendance records at their events here at TSU.
Then we have a sign up here at the table here in the Student Center. You can sign up to get a chance to win a free ticket to go see the Black Panther movie. We're giving away candy and other stuff. And pretty much it's just a event you can go listen to other black business owners and how they build their brand and how they got to where they are today. This was only the first day of the Business Fraternities Week, and free tickets will not be the only thing given away. The film made over $72 million its opening weekend, and the organization is hoping their theme will encourage students to not only go and see the film, but support black business everywhere. Reporting for the TSU News Network, I'm Leona Dunn.
Spring break is always highly anticipated after a long week of midterm exams, but this year there's a great event taking place right before the break. 2016 World of Dance Champions Loyalty Dance Team are hosting their annual War Zone competition in TSU's Gentry Center complex. This all-star competition consists of teams from all across the United States. The event will take place Saturday, March 10th, with the winning team taking home up to $3,500 in cash and prizes. The War Zone competition will begin at 2 p.m. with general admission tickets at $20 and VIP tickets at $30. An internet uproar causes problems for the PepsiCo company and Doritos. News 98's Whitney Ennis gains insight into the Lady Doritos phenomenon.
Chief Executive of PepsiCo, Inja Nguyi, told the Freakonomics Radio podcast that women don't eat Doritos the same as men. She believes the crunch is too loud for women, they don't enjoy licking their fingers or pouring the bag into their mouth.
I'm really confused of why we have to turn the Dorito phenomenon into, a sexist thing. Why can't it just be Doritos or food, It's crazy that in today's society we're turning what is just a nice snack. We have it on tacos. We have it on, people put it in their salad. People eat it with dip. Why do we have to turn it into a sexist thing?
After the podcast aired, the internet caught wind of the Lady Doritos sensation. Facebook and Twitter both tagged along in the outrage. According to the New York Times, nearly 900 results show when looking for the story, and around 10,000 Facebook actions occurred. Many news outlets took different sides of the story to help society wrap their head around the situation. Many people from around the country expressed their opinions of what Nguyi said. Mary Connor's tweet discussed how women want equal pay, but society wants Lady Doritos so you do not have to crunch too loud in front of your male colleagues. The Doritos company came to an agreement to express their feelings. The company said, We already have Doritos for women. They're called Doritos and they're loved by millions. Spokeswoman for Newye declined to answer questions on what the chief executive meant in her podcast. They will be coming out with a statement in a few months. For the TSU-TV News, I'm Whitney Ennis.
That's all we have for this edition of TSU-TV News 98 Live at 5. Join us next Wednesday for more news you can use. But from us to you, Wakanda forever. Have a nice night.